MakingAScene.org brings you More Artists Need to Earn Enough Instead of a Few Earning Everything. In today's music scene, it really feels like there are only two options. You're either a global superstar selling out stadiums, or you're a struggling artist just trying to make rent. So what happened to the middle? Where did the working musician go? Let's get into it. Okay, this quote right here from MakingAScene.org, it just nails the whole problem, doesn't it? We're obsessed with that one viral moment, that one song that blows up on TikTok. But building a real, sustainable career, that gets completely ignored. Music is literally everywhere. It's the soundtrack to our lives, but the people actually making it are getting left behind. There's this huge, growing gap between the cultural value of music and the financial reality for artists. So we're going to break down why that is and what we can actually do about it. So the heart of the issue is pretty simple, really. The money just isn't landing where the work happens. You see these platforms and labels posting record profits, but the average indie artist, they're juggling 3 side hustles and are completely burned out. What we've lost is that professional middle class, that solid foundation of working musicians who could actually build a life and a career without needing to be the next Taylor Swift. So how in the world did we get here? Well, this slide lays it out perfectly. The whole system is designed this way. All the risk flows down to the artist. You're the one paying for the recording, the marketing, the gear, the tour. All of that upfront cost and creative energy is on you. But the money? Oh, the money flows up. The big platforms, the distributors, the major labels, they're all set up to collect the rewards at a massive scale once something hits. So if your song doesn't take off, you eat the entire loss. If it does, the profits get sliced up and funneled right to the cup. Now, let's put this into perspective. Look at how this stacks up against other creative fields. The difference is pretty stark. In the film industry, you don't have to be a big shot director or an A-list actor to make a decent living. There's a whole ecosystem of cinematographers, writers, sound designers, a healthy middle class. But in music, that middle has been completely hollowed out. What we're left with is this winner-take-all economy. You've got the superstars at the very top, tons of hobbyists at the bottom, and this giant empty space where sustainable careers are supposed to be. Right, so this didn't just happen by accident. This whole structure is the result of very deliberate choices. So let's pull back the curtain and look at the hidden rules of the game, the rules set by the platforms that run the whole show now. And here it is. This is the absolute key to understanding everything. For the big streaming platforms, their real business isn't really about helping artists build careers. Their real business is data. Like MakingAScene.org says, your music is just the fuel for their much, much bigger engine. Every single play, every skip, every playlist you're added to, it all generates incredibly valuable data that powers their ad sales and their recommendation algorithms. And this creates a massive, unfair advantage. As an artist, you get to see these vague dashboards, right? A few analytics, a follower count you can't even do anything with. But the platforms, they see people. They have this incredibly rich data on your fans, where they live, what other artists they like, when they're most active. That data, which is probably the most valuable asset you could have for building your career, is locked away behind their wall. The industry just loves to sell this myth of the one big break, that one viral moment that will change everything. But honestly, it's such a damaging idea. It keeps artists chasing these little spikes of attention instead of building a real, solid foundation for a career. And even worse, it kind of shifts the blame. It makes it seem like the system isn't broken. It's just that you didn't grind hard enough or get lucky. Okay. So that's a pretty grim picture of the problem. But the good news is there are new tools that are starting to rebalance the scales. First up, let's talk about AI. And no, this isn't about robots writing your songs. It's about giving you leverage. Think about it. Most musicians don't quit because they run out of music. They quit because they're just crushed by all the other stuff. The admin, the social media posts, the booking emails, the endless busy work. AI is the tool that collapses the weight of that overhead. It's not here to replace you, the artist. It's here to replace the inefficiency that drains your time, your money, and your spirit. And this is real stuff artists are using right now. For example, you can have AI act like your personal assistant drafting press releases or emails to venues. It can help you plan a whole marketing campaign or fine-tune your ad targeting on social media, so you're not just throwing money away. It can even help out in the studio, maybe with some basic mixing and mastering, which saves a ton on costly revisions. It gives you real practical leverage where you've never had it before. Now for the second piece of the puzzle, and it works perfectly with AI. If AI helps you play the game more efficiently inside the current system, then Web3 is what lets you start building your own game outside of it. It's all about reclaiming that direct connection with your fans. So here's the 1-2 punch. AI cuts down the cost of everything you have to do, and Web3 gives you back control over your audience. When you put them together, they solve the two biggest problems that indie artists have been facing. You really need both if you want to build something that's actually going to last. And I know, as soon as I say Web3, your brain probably jumps straight to NFTs and all the crazy hype and speculation. But let's just push all of that noise aside for a minute and look at what this technology can actually do for a working musician. So let's reframe this. Forget the term NFT. Think of it as a fan passport. As you see here, it's really just a programmable receipt. It's a digital token that proves a fan supported you directly. It's this verifiable link between you and them that exists completely outside of Spotify or Instagram, and it lets you recognize and reward your true supporters. So what can this passport actually unlock? Well, anything you can imagine, really. It could get a fan early access to concert tickets or new music. It could be their entry key to a private Discord server with behind-the-scenes content. You could even program it so that if they resell a ticket, you automatically get a cut, which is a genius way to fight scalpers. But the most important part? It creates a direct, portable relationship with your fan that you own and control, not some platform. All right, so how does this all fit together in the real world? This isn't about, deleting your Spotify account tomorrow. It's about building a smart, practical strategy that uses these new tools to your advantage. And this slide shows the new funnel perfectly. Step 1, you still use streaming platforms at the top to attract new listeners. They're great for discovery. But then step 2, you use AI to sift through the data and identify the real interest. Who's listening to the whole album, not just one song? Who's clicking your links? Then step 3, you use a Web3 tool like a fan passport to capture that relationship directly. And finally, step 4, you compound that relationship over time, turning your fan base into a genuine long-term asset. Okay, let's talk real numbers, because this is where it gets exciting. Forget about needing millions of streams. What if your goal was to find just 1,000 truly committed fans? Not casual listeners, but people who really connect with your work and want to see you succeed. That's a totally achievable number, right? And what if each of those 1,000 fans was happy to support you with just $10 a month? For a fan club or some exclusive content? That's less than a Netflix subscription, but every single cent is going to you, not getting split a million ways. Well, you do the math. 1,000 fans paying $10 a month. That's $10,000 a month. That's $120,000 a year. That right there, that is a sustainable middle-class income. That's a career. And it's not built on chasing viral luck. It's built on a real connection with a community that supports you. Look, the system we have now isn't going to fix itself. But the big difference, as MakingAScene.org points out, is that for the first time, artists have real leverage. AI cuts your costs, and Web3 gives you back ownership. So the question isn't, do these tools work anymore? The real question is, are you going to build with them? Make sure you check out the other great articles and resources on MakingAScene.org, the place the indie artist goes to build the new music industry.